everyone, Coach Rachel, and welcome back to another Strength Day workout. Today, you are just going to need a set of weights, a pair of dumbbells, kettlebells, one band would be fine, or something that you are using in place of weights. It is Strength Day, so do your best to find something heavier and heavier, whatever that means to you. We're not going to go top speed today. We are going to go a little bit slower paced. Heart rate should stay down relatively on the lower side, and we're just going to lift some heavy things. All right? Before we get into all of this, our question for you today, or my question for you today, is who is, and tag them below, show them a little love, who is your workout adventure buddy that you love to hit the gym with? When you walk in and you see them, you get so excited, or you plan dog walks on the weekend or hitting the water. Who is that person? Shout them up below. Give them a little love or a little heart emoji. Mine, I have multiple coaches. God bless them. And one of them is actually Katie, Coach Katie, who is with you for Energy Booster workouts, and I love seeing her in the gym. And then Coach Tyler, I miss him too, and I miss my adventure buddies. So comment below, show them some love, and we are going to get started. So it's going to be 3 mini circuits of 3 exercises for 3 rounds. 30 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. What we're going to do is I'm going to warm up. We'll warm up, and then I'm going to cue you as we go. So instead of showing you all the exercises right here and now, in between, in those 15 seconds, I'm going to tee up the next move so we can get ready and move this forward. All right, so clear space, fill up your water bottle, pop on some tunes, and we are going to get started with a warm-up. Oh, I did forget to mention, if it's available to you, great. It's a nice to have today. If not, no big deal. If you have a small little step or a stair, something a little bit lower, or even a couch nearby that you can throw a foot on, that would be great. If not, no big deal. Today, I'm just going to use the med ball to prop my foot up on for a couple warm-up moves, and then it's only just one exercise in this whole thing that you'll need it, and I'll show you other options. Okay? So a nice to have little step. Speaking of that, let's get warmed up. We're going to start with a couch stretch. So if you have a couch, you can throw your foot on the back of it, or a little bit, I don't know why I do that, and do that, or a little bench. Otherwise, I'm going to use my ball here. There's lots of different ways to get this organized. I think let's start in a kneeling position and go into it. Otherwise, if you have the balance or stability, you can put a foot down, and then you're going to come all the way down. Otherwise, start a kneeling position and throw your foot back here. All right, but now from here, I'm not in the right position yet. So I'm going to step this foot forward, and then this hip is going to push forward until I'm straight up and down. And we're going to hold for about 30 seconds stretch. If you want, for a lot of people, myself included, this is good enough. I'm good here. But if you want a little more out of your stretch, you can add just a weight shift forward and back. Okay? If you don't have something to put your foot on, you can do the same thing from here, and then just push that hip forward and hold, or add that weight shift. All right, so 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so we got to get organized. Foot up, come down. All right. From here, I'm going to do my best to get straight up and down. Trying to bring, I know I won't do as good a job on this side, try to bring my booty back towards my heel. And again, you can stay here if you're like, I'm good, I feel it. Or a little weight shift forward and back. And again, if you don't have a step or couch nearby, You can do the same thing without. All right, holding, stretching, breathing. I wasn't breathing. Breathing through the stretch. Okay. All right, now, if you still have that step, we're going to use it. Otherwise, this is going to be a staggered stance deadlift or hinge motion, really. We're not doing full range. What I want you to do, if you don't have a step, you're going to go here. Hips are square, thumbs away, and you are going to push your hip back. I would say fingertips are just going to go as far as right below the knee and then back up to a stand. Okay, 5 on each side. Or if you have that step available to you, you'll put your foot back on it. Okay. Same thing, my hips are square, and I'm going to push them away and come back through. I'm going to have you keep going. If you have trouble, sometimes I do, if you have trouble keeping your hips square, something that might help you is actually pigeon toeing your foot in a little bit. So if you're hinging and you're finding yourself opening, if you keep your foot down and you pigeon toe in, it might help you stay square. All right, so 5 each side. Then we are going into an overhead squat. We're done with our little step for now. So, shoulder width stance, arms up, thumbs back, squatting down. We're going to go 5 times because I want you to come down, pause, 1, 2 at the bottom, and then back up overhead. Okay, down, 1, 2, up, overhead. My form, I'm not, I'm having trouble keeping my arms. See how I'm rounding a little bit here? I'm going to ditch this part and cross them or bring them out where I can keep my back in a better spot. I didn't like that. You saw how round my spine got? Okay, I like that better. See, it looks better already. So if you feel like that is you at home, change the placement of your arms, whether it's straight out, across your chest, back behind your head. But I just want to make sure that you're working on really good form and not having to compromise just because I'm asking you to do something and your form is a little funky. Okay? All right. Last one is that lunge with a rotation, but today, so normally if we step right foot forward and we come down, we rotate to the right. Here's what it's going to be today. Right foot forward, left knee's going to stay down, hands on the inside. I'm staying anchored with my right hand by my right foot. I'm actually even pushing into my left leg a little bit. And I'm going to open and close to the left today. And we're doing our best when you rotate and open as far as you can. Follow your gaze, should follow your hand. Whoops. Okay. All right, we want to sort of switch to the other side. So left foot forward, left hand anchored. I'm even pushing into my left knee just a little bit. I'm going to open and close on this side. This one's tricky. Remember, anytime I put you in this split stance, it requires some balance. Okay. Good. So even if you just hold right here and stretch, sometimes I'll shift a little right to left or just try to push this hip down. One more push. That's fine. Add that hold without the rotation. Okay. All right. That is our warm-up. We are going to get started. Our first circuit, 3 moves, is going to be squat, floor press, and row. Remember, 30 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, and especially in this first round, I'm going to cue you and set you up for what's next so you can get ready. All right? So first move is going to be your squat, either 1 weight or 2. If you're going to gobble it, here's what I want to see. Grab here, create tension, squeeze. Okay, so you should feel your chest, your pecs, your shoulders fire, and your arms, and go into your squat. Or grabbing both of your weights. Here, I tend to just palm toward me a little bit because I want to make sure I keep not winged out here, and go into your squat. Okay? But either way, we got 10-second countdown. Turn your music on. Get ready. And then coming up is going to be that floor press. Okay? All right, 30 seconds of squats and begin. Remember, we aren't going for top speed as many reps as possible today. It's a strength day. So your heart rate might stay on the lower side, and that is okay. We have 10 seconds to go, and then we're going to rest and come down to the floor for that press. 3, 2, 1. All right. Come down. Laying all the way down. Ooh, watching my mic. All right. Here we go. Fists to the ceiling. 45 degrees with my arms. My back's flat on the floor. And press. I get this question a lot about where should, in the top part of this, where should your arms end up? And really, if you keep a little space in between and squeeze at the top, instead of just coming in and being loose, I'd prefer that you keep space, keep some tension, and come back down as opposed to this thing. Okay? Rest. All right, coming up, we've got that row. So we are going to do a bent over row, bent over position. So you're going to have to hinge back, let your weights hang, and pull. Begin. Coming down and back. Low and low and row and low. Good. Sometimes I've kind of said, I feel this in my lower back. Then I need you to think more about your position, pushing your hips back, or ditch a weight and anchor yourself so you have a little more support. So you're going to pull and feel your back. Your lower back does assist rest, but it's not the main worker. Okay? All right, we are back to the top, round 2. Remember, we have 3 rounds. So squats are up first. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Not top speed. Instead, a really great body position every single rep. And when I say make sure you can keep and create tension, let's see if you can tell the difference. So what I just did versus, right? I'm just kind of bopping around for strength. I want to make sure I feel every muscle move and fire every rep. And rest. All right, down to the ground for that floor press. Okay? All right, come here. All right, anchored, 45 degrees. 2, 1, begin. Coming up, coming down. I want you to think about 2, even on the way down, you should feel your lats on the way up, your chest. They're working together to get this weight up. So don't think about just relying on your chest because it's a press motion. Your back is absolutely involved. And rest. All right, speaking of back, let's go to that row. Okay? All right, big hinge, tip over, hang in, pull in, row. Good. Depending on how heavy of a weight you chose, if you want to alternate where you go one at a time so you get just a little bit more rest in between because you're going that heavy, go ahead. Otherwise, we're pulling low. One straight line, head to toe. And if you're feeling like lower back is starting to take over for some reason, single arm. All right, resting. Okay, last round, and then we're going to switch over to our next little mini circuit. We have squats. This will be the last squat. So let's get ready. 2, 1, and begin. Coming down, coming up. Create tension on the way down, tension on the way up. Anchored through your whole foot. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Done with squats. All right, we're coming down for floor press. Last floor press. Okay. Coming down, getting organized. All right, here we go. Note too, I did want to mention that if you just saw me adjust my position, because my starting position, I was here. See, I was like rounded forward. And so I needed to pin those shoulder blades down, my whole rear delt down to the ground before I went. Keeping tension, pressing like I'm pressing actually through the ceiling, not just to the end of my range of motion. And rest, okay? Row, and then we are flipping over to the next circuit. All right. Okay, here we go. Hinging and pull. 30 seconds. I'm trying to show different angles today. Good. Watch too, we're not winging out here. Pull low, back, and down. You might have just a little bit different angle than me. Maybe you're a little bit wider. That's fine. I just want you to stay out of that. Stay out of there. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. Quick breather. We're going to reset the timer, and then we are going into overhead press, deadlift, and curls. We're going to throw some arms in today. All right. Let me reset my timer. Quick drink of water. Then press, deadlift, curl. Okay. All right, everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. 10 seconds. Overhead press to start. Here's what it looks like. 2, 1. Maybe I'll go this way. All right, we're going about 45 degrees, pressing up overhead, covering your ears, coming back down. All right. So I'm making sure I'm not like this, pressing up. My core is tight, it's braced. I'm pressing up overhead and coming back down. Rest. All right, we've got deadlift up next. So remember, that's about everyone's stance width is a little bit different. Mine is about maybe a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to push hips away and begin. So I'm going to hinge, tip, push my hips back, and then I'm going to come back through. Okay? You could, if you wanted to, play with the angle a little bit here with whether maybe you keep the weight a little bit tighter to your legs. That's okay. Watch too, but don't get too far out here. Right, stay at least where your hang is natural. I'm not trying to shove it out past where it should go. Oops, did I miss the rest? Sorry, hang on. 2, 1. Yep, that was the rest. Sorry, I was chatting. I want you to have really good form. Okay, we've got curls. So shoulders down and back. Elbows are your pivot point, and you're gonna curl up and come down. Good. So from the side in one straight line, and I'm curling up, coming down. 5 seconds and we rest. All right. I didn't give enough rest. 2, 1. All right. We are going back to that overhead press. Okay. If you wanted to spice it up, you could certainly do more of an Arnold or change the angle. So let me show you what I'm looking for first before we get spicy. So your press, okay? If I wanted to make this a little bit harder, I would go here, open, and then my press, and down and back, okay? Or if I could go a little bit wider if I wanted to, or I could go a little more narrow if I wanted to. all right? But for most of us, this 45 degrees is our sweet spot. 2, 1, rest. All right, deadlift. I won't go over our time this time. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, getting organized. Get your stance, whole foot flat on the ground. 2, 1, push your hips away. I'm loading my booty and my hamstrings. So I'm feeling them on the way down, and I'm certainly feeling them on the way up. Okay? Think about tension, not just stretch, because sometimes when people tip, they feel the stretch of the muscle, but they're not actually feeling the contraction, and that's what we're looking for today. And rest. All right, curls coming up. Okay, shoulders down and back, so watch we're not, like we have this, whatever this thing is, I see sometimes. 2, 1, and curl. Coming up, coming down. This is another one where you can play with the angles and actually your grip position. So if I wanted to, I could do more of a neutral grip where I just curl here. Okay, if I wanted to change the angle, I could go out wide, wider. It's up to you. You decide at home what feels good. And we've got 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right. Last time through, back to that overhead press. If you wanted to add the Arnold press or change your hand position, you certainly can. Otherwise, let's get ready. And press. Remember again, we are keeping and feeling motion on the way up and on the way down. So it's not here and then just slop it down. We're going to use it both directions for strength day. Like I'm punching through the ceiling, my fists are facing the ceiling, my wrists and hands are, arms are in alignment, and rest. All right, deadlift. Okay, working on that hinge. All right, getting ready. 2, 1, all right. Push hips back. And we just have this move and 1 to go, and then we are on to our final circuit, mini circuit. Oop, see, I just was chatting and just kind of like tipping over, not keeping tension every rep. 10 seconds and we are done with this one. 2, 1. All right. Last move, and then we're moving on. We've got curls. Last set of curls. Shoulders down and back. Standing up tall, but also watch that we're not arching here and going either. Okay. Spine all lined up. And begin. Last one. And then we're on to our final mini circuit. Good breathing, even through arms. Halfway. Last couple. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. Final mini circuit, quick water. Let me reset my timer. It is going to be a fly, reverse fly for our back. A split squat, Bulgarian split squat, if you have a step available to you or not, either way. And then so we did biceps, and now we're going to do some triceps with a skull crusher on the ground. Please do not crush your skull. Okay, all right, this is it. So depending on how much weight you have, be mindful that it isn't too heavy for this motion. So we are going to, you can either do more of a palms away, thumbs up, or more of a thumbs down. That's usually what I stick with because I can go a little bit heavier, or more of a neutral, all right? That's gonna be our first move, but in general, most people have to go a little bit lighter because of the muscles being recruited on this fly. All right, here we go. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, we're gonna hinge. We're gonna squeeze back together. I might go a little bit more thumbs up today. Good. Remember, working on a nice, I'm trying to, there we go, watch my back. Nice flat back. Staying square. If you're finding the weight's so heavy that you're having to do like this thing, that's too heavy. Ditch the weight, find something else, or just do the movement with a hold and no weight. Okay? All right, that's split squat. So if you have a step, whoops, great. If not, here's what it's going to look like. 3, 2, 1. All right, option 1, you're just going up and down from here. Option 2, foot on a couch or some other type of step and coming down and coming up. Let's switch sides. We won't get too many because of the, takes a little bit to set up. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. Skull crusher coming all the way down to the ground. We're back in that floor press position. 3, 2, 1. All right. Palms are towards each other. My elbows are going to stay put. The bottom of my dumbbells are going to come towards my ears and then back up. This is another one where you can play with your grip position, so you could do palms up too. But what I want you to make sure is that you're keeping that elbow as your anchor point, so you're not kind of bringing it up and down like this. Elbow stay put, drop down, come up, and rest. All right. Round 2, back to reverse fly. Where are we at here? Oh, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hinging. Good. Seeing if you can take your scapula as your shoulder blades and push them together without doing it like that. Rest. All right, that's split squat, either with your foot on a step or not. You know what? I'm going to ditch it because this took me too long to set up, and I'd rather get more reps in than try to make it harder. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Coming down, coming up. I think I am going to allow myself, though, just a little bit more of a tip forward, because that's the position that I would be if I had my foot up. So a little bit of that tip forward. It's not massive, but it's not straight up and down either like a regular lunge. Rest. All right, down to the ground, skull crushers, and then we are on to our final round. All right, here we go. Here. Elbows staying put. Weights coming down and coming up. I shorten my range just a little bit, so instead of coming all the way up to a rest, I like to keep constant tension, because honestly I don't do arms that much. So when I do it, I make it really count. And so instead of coming up to a rest, I'm always just stopping right before to keep some tension. And rest. Okay, last round, and we are done, people. Back to that reverse fly. Remember, if you're not using weight, 2, 1, and begin. You are going to come out, squeeze, 1, 2, and come down. Pull, 1, 2, and come down. So So you still need to create some tension, even if your weights ended up being a little too heavy. Oops, I started. I was like, why is this so hard? Because I'm adding holds with weights. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those. That split squat coming up. Option to throw a back foot on a step or a couch if it doesn't take up most of your time getting set up. Otherwise, 3, 2, 1. We're going to let you have just a little bit more of a hinge. I wouldn't say hinge, but just a slight tilt forward to mimic that same motion you would have if your foot was up on a step. Switch. Okay. The side is not happy with me today. There we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last move. Come on down. Skull crusher. And we will call it a day. Okay. Getting weights ready. I'm wondering if I should change my angle a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. Okay. Here. My elbows are staying put. Bringing them down and coming up. 2, this is another one where, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner if it's too heavy. You can certainly just take one and bring it towards your forehead and come back up, no problem. 3, 2, 1, and done. Yay! All right, that is it for Strength Day. Make sure that you recover properly, stretch and roll if it's available to you. Get outside, walk, get some sunshine, drink some water, and plenty of rest. And we will be back next week. Thanks, everybody.